He survived the Bataan Death March, only to die in a prisoner of war camp. This New Mexico World War II soldier was then buried at the camp and then forgotten. Now he is finally coming home. News 13's Marilyn Upchurch has more.
I spoke with Long's sister, who said he just liked to be called Vernon. She says this is a miracle, and it gives her some closure knowing that he will soon be returning home.
I remember him as a very caring, protective, considerate brother. I was the baby of the family, and he treated me like a queen.
96-year-old Billie Jean Sawyer says it is the biggest shock of her life. Her brother, Private First Class Vernon Long from Portales, died as a prisoner of war in the Philippines in 1942 at 27 years old. In 1949, a body was returned to the family and was buried, but her family never felt it was Vernon.
Because when you're close to somebody, you have a gut feeling.
Long was a part of the 200th Coast Artillery Regiment and had to endure the Bataan Death March. In March of this year, Defense Prisoner of War and MIA Accounting Agency said they identified his remains. Long's body was originally buried in an unidentified grave in the Philippines.
So he happened to be buried in the next grave. The DPAA, Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, began a project whereby they started disinterring these unknown graves out of Manila American Cemetery. They were then shipped to Hickam Air Force Base in Honolulu, Hawaii, where the DPAA has a laboratory there.
Michael Mee, Chief of Identifications in the Army Past Conflict Repatriation Branch, says back in the day there was a lack of DNA, dental, and other identification technology. Now, thanks to modern-day DNA technology, Vernon Long will be buried next week in Portales.
And it's just the most rewarding mission imaginable. You know, I always tell people on airplanes, most Americans don't realize there's some 81,000 missing Americans that never came home from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. So it's very rewarding to be part of the mission and help bring these guys home after identification.
Long was honored on Memorial Day in a Portales Cemetery ceremony. His burial is on June 8th at Portales Cemetery at 10 in the morning. Back to you.
Were originally buried in Long's place, but will most likely be sent to Hickam Air Force Base to analyze and hopefully bring another family closure.